what is going on in the background? Are you just hoping, Susan Lee will give you an exemption here? Do you want to stay on in this portfolio?
I would love to stay on in this portfolio,
okay.
but
you knew by crossing the floor there was a risk that you couldn't.
100%. 100%.
So you won't resign,
yep.
But if Susan Lee sacks you, you accept that?
I am willing to resign. I have prepared to resign. There is a conversation taking place that is not at my level, that is seeing what goes on from that at the moment. Okay,
so your future and the future of your fellows that cross the floor, that conversation is going on between whom? David Littleproud and Susan Lee as to whether you can remain? Is that your understanding?
I think there's a leadership group that I'm not part of.
Right. But what would your argument be for staying right where you are?
I have no argument. I won't be bitter if that is the case. I understand that is what goes on. Our party room... Some things in Parliament are important, Laura, and this was important to me and it was important to my room. And I'm not going to pretend I need an exemption. I'm not going to pretend anything like that. I was so vexed by this that when my flight was delayed on Sunday and I couldn't make shadow cabinet, I put a submission in writing via a WhatsApp group just to try and have a say. I have gone through the process as best I can. I've made the decisions. I'm not putting anything on social media saying, look how brave I am, I voted against this. This was done solemnly and for the right reasons, and I will wear the consequences of that, as I should, as more politicians should in this place, is stand up and take your pain when you do the wrong thing. And if I have done that, I will go without a question. I will support the coalition. I will support Susan Lee, because what we need to do is take more individual responsibility for what we actually do, not what we'll say we'll do. And too many people on all sides of politics, every person, sit there and say, this is what I stand for, but when pressed, they don't. And if your principles become hobbies under pressure, or transactable under pressure, they are just hobbies. And too many people down here are like that.
Ross, I accept that this hasn't been an easy decision for you, but what do you think it does to party rules, precedent setting, if you are allowed to remain where you are?
And that's why I don't think I will be. Let's be honest, I don't think that will happen. But if it does,
you don't think you will be allowed to stay?
No, I don't think I will. But I think if it does, if I am, it shows a tolerance of the Liberals, a tolerance of Susan Lee, that there is an understanding there. I think because this isn't a problem, this wasn't our problem. This was Albo called us down, tried to rush things through, do these things. Could we have got there in a week or 2 weeks with some minor changes? I think we probably could have. I was just unable to do that now, but I accept where we are, accept what we are, and so I can't say much more than that.
Well, you can a little bit. Let me ask you this. If you are forced to resign, do you think that would lead, or you and the others are forced to resign, do you think that will lead to another split between the Liberals and the Nationals?
I hope not. To be clear, I hope not. I don't know. There's no motivation in our room.
I mean, is that
absolutely
a threat
being made? No, there is no motivation in our room, not a bit. The Liberals were great to us in coming through. We had John O'Donnell, and we had Michaelia Cash, we had Andrew Wallace, we had all these guys coming to our party room trying to help us get some understanding, trying to get us some closure. It was great working with them. It was the way the thing should have worked. Our room couldn't get there. I couldn't get there. The Liberals have been great to us through this process. Many people can look at the same circumstances and come back with different conclusions. We have done that. So I do not want to see anything blow up from this. That is why I'm more than willing to take my medicine, should it be the case, because I don't want to blow things up.
But do you understand that if you do take your medicine, it might blow things up? Has that been discussed?
Yeah. Yeah, clearly it has. And we don't want that. We discussed this could happen and we didn't want to do that. So I hope it doesn't, and anything can happen. But the reality is, I think, the consequences of what this government has been doing and its rubbish policies with great spin is going to come home to roost. We are where we are now in the polls. I see that. You can't pretend we're not. But as consequences come home for this, when we talk about, get back on cost of living, when we look at the effect of migrations having on rental prices, on housing, all these things will come. But I would love to be part of that team. But if I am not, I will support those that are there, because that is what you do. And I knew what I was doing going into this.
Just finally, is Susan Lee doing a good job? Does she have the authority that she needs to go into this year, which has started very willingly?
Yeah, she does, because the other bloke is just going around, you know, playing party politics, playing student politics. This is going to bite him as we go there. Susan, as our leader, has started to expose the real Anthony Albanese. He is an angry man that doesn't like being shown up, that doesn't like being proved wrong, and he's doing this. The wheels are falling off his policies. His ministers are running in all different directions trying to cover things up as they do this, and she has exposed that, and she will do that more as it goes on.
Ross, you've been very generous with your time today, but as you'd expect, I needed to pepper you with a few things. You're very generous. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Might have more time tomorrow. So.
You think that's likely, Ross? How would you put it? I just want to get him back. Is it a 50-50, 80-20? What is it?
What's the line from the departure lounge? 2 stamps, 50-50. Then we'll see how we go.
OK, 50-50. Ross, thank you. I appreciate it.